I gave stewardship a lot of thought. What is the meaning of stewardship? And I'm still not clear myself even now after all this time. I know that this church began way before I was here, and I've been here 20 years. And I believe it was in the 1990, 1991 when we had the Suncoast Armenian American Society, and we have the Odumians and we have Sarkeesians that were involved in making this happen. That the church began actual construction in 2007 when I was part of it, and stewardship came afterwards. There is a issue of finances, and that's how this all began. I like to think that Mike gave a lot of impetus to this, but in fact, this began with a toot tree. Back when we had no construction here and we had the two parish houses, we had a gigantic, for real, and you can call me out on this if it's not true, it was at least a 10-foot diameter toot tree. I've never seen anything like this before. Remember? And it was magnificent, and the toots were at least the size of your hand, amazing fruit. And in the early part of the construction, they had to cut down the tree, which is a great shame. At that time, we had an infestation of squirrels. That's true. And we did everything we can, or could, to think about it. Stepan said he had experiences with getting rid of squirrels from Publix, and Chuck Sarkeesian had some ideas. Mike initially thought that we could have a group meeting and get together with the squirrels and figure out what we was going to do. And Derry made a great decision. He said he was going to convert all the squirrels to parishioners, to members of the church. And that way they'd only show up on Christmas and Easter. I look around, and to me, when I thought about stewardship as far as family, and what my wife does for our family, and what certain people in this community do. And you can identify them. When I first met Greg Kamajian, he was chairman of the parish council and had a plunger in his hand, a toilet plunger, because he was just cleaning up somebody's mess. The Maslers never say no to anything. We see Bobby on the altar all the time. I hate old people. I detest old people. They're slow, they're dirty, they can't drive, they're bald, they don't shave. Yeah, exactly. And then I look at Ida Marakian, who passed away this year at 104, and Tanya, who gave herself to the young lady, Karen Menashian, who was with Rudy when she was in the center where she couldn't cognitive disorder center, and she was the only one who would go there frequently. I look at the choir. The average age of the choir is about 120. They're immortal. All right, you can't kill them. I tried killing one, it still didn't work. So if you want to live forever, you join the choir. Sunday school. You look at the teachers in the Sunday school, and they're just there all the time, and they do things even though they don't have direct connections with the kids. They're there to teach our children all the time. People in the kitchen, the Alexes and Ritas, and they're there again all the time to help us. For the idea of traveling doctors, I was asked to talk about traveling doctors as well. I didn't invent traveling doctors. It's a young lady from Armenia who did that. And it was our own Yediskin who connected me to traveling doctors at a depth and a level that is incomprehensible to anybody unless you participate in something like this. I mean, I've done charity work forever. I've been Armenian after the earthquake in multiple missions, and it's not the same. And what I'm trying to say is that don't be a steward to give money. The church doesn't need your money. The church needs you to be the angels, the people that really work, that volunteer themselves, even though you don't have to, and you show up and you do things that you don't think are necessary. Somebody has to take the trash out. Somebody has to go visit the old people. And when somebody like Yediskin or somebody else you may not anticipate being a guide to you makes a suggestion saying, think about doing this project, it may change your life. It really does happen. It really does change your life. Thank you.